Sorry, you're in the middle.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you didn't mind when Steve interrupted me, but that's okay.
It's all right. I'll give you, don't worry about it. The timing of that traffic light, we had people talk about the timing of that traffic light, and you had an expert here talk about that. Is there any consideration that after, if there is an issue, that we would spend some money in timing that traffic light correctly or doing a study?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily want to tie my client's hand to committing to doing that 3 or 4 years into the future now. Okay, I mean, I just don't want to do that. I mean, I think that might be a very, very unfair condition to put on them, that all of a sudden 5 years from now, we're going to come back because maybe 2 people complained about the timing of that light, and now we're going to make you spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to get that light timed.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Holmes?
I was going to ask Ms. Widup, we have certain green space requirements on development, don't we? Is this site exempt from that?
Yes, please.
I do. We do.
Yes, but is this site exempt from that? Is this the development, is this dividing into further lots or the other things that trigger the need for preserving open space?
Well, when you're changing a use in the district and you're going from the school to some other use, the buffering requirements are still going to be applicable. But the buffering requirements, remember, are buffering dissimilar uses. So the adjoining residential properties may require some buffering as opposed to the park. There's no buffering required between another INS use. Now,
But I assume that's already been reviewed.
that's something that the planners looked at. I
Okay.
will say that they did look at. I think that's how some of the conversation about the fencing came up.
Okay. But, I mean, the fencing that's described in the Planning Commission report, actually, Ms. Widup, unless anybody else has any questions for Laurie, I don't have any more questions for her.
Okay.
The fencing that was contemplated in condition number 8, does that in any way, does that take up the kind of space that we were talking about in terms of hedges or greenery that would,
Probably not, because we could probably put that on the walkway. I mean, it's just the way it's going to look, and the expense we're being put to for what I don't think is really an appropriate problem. But obviously, the planners disagree with me, and maybe you disagree as well. Can I go back to the impervious space for a minute, Mr. Holmes?
Yeah, sure.
We're actually going to add some here on the plan.
okay.
I mean, I don't know if you know the history of this, but that one time it was the Lanark School, obviously, it was the school and the playground. And then the school was moved, and the township took over the property, and they subdivided the building from the playground. So all the, non-impervious surface is back on the playground, and this is like 85%, impervious. So we think with redesigning this parking lot along Lansdowne Road, we're going to be able to dig out some macadam there, and that's clearly shown on the plan, and put some, green stuff back in there. So we're trying to maximize it the best we can, but we just don't have it there.
And you're actually going to improve it from its
Yeah, we're
current
going to improve it
state.
for its current as best we can.
Thank you.
Anything further from anyone? Okay. You want me to speak, or you
Go
want
ahead.
to?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. I'd like to continue the meeting. We'd like to keep the record open.
Yeah, the board will keep the record open until the December 2nd work session. So the hearing will be continued until the December 2nd work session. We will accept, Mr. Mattson, your memo and your engineer's packet that you handed up to the board, and also incorporate into the record the August 26th, 2013, and July 25th, 2013
It was
planning.
July 20, well, there was also the notes of testimony from the
Notice
plan.
testimony, yes.
Okay.
I have them before me, and we will incorporate them before the board. But we will continue this hearing here tonight until December 2nd at 7 p.m.
7:30 is our work session. 7:30. No,
Possibly.
we won't have the SWAT team here.
What's that?
We won't have the SWAT team.
It's your work session.
Yeah.
I believe we can, we have a lot of people here for the library also, so I think that this location is all right for the
Do you have a budget meeting on December
Yeah, we-
2nd? No, we have a work session. You have a work session?
Yeah, work session, it'll be in
Yeah,
front of the
so
work
make it
session.
7:30. 7 o'clock is our work session.
Okay.
Set the
So we'll
public
set
hearing
the time for
7:30.
7:30 on December 2nd for the continued hearing on 5 Landillo.
So you
And the reason
like
why-
the applicant to come back on December 2nd.
Yes.
I would like that, yes, thank you.
All right.
And the reason why I'd like to do that is so people, there's a lot to take in here, a lot of things that they're talking about I'd like to look at. I'm sure everybody else would like to look at also. We'd like to look at other properties. And we'd like people to watch this. And, if they have anything to say, they can come out at that meeting and speak if they would like to, at the December
Second.
2nd meeting.
7:30.
Okay, and then the decision would have to be done at the
December 9th meeting,
December 9th meeting,
within the 45 days, yes.
in the 45 days, which were required by law. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Moving
Thank you.
on to
Mr.
the
President, I
rest.
move we close the meeting for now and resume our regularly scheduled meeting of November 12, 2013. Anybody
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, we can affirm by yes?
Mr. President, I would also ask that perhaps we take a 5-minute break between the two, as it's
Yes.
been sitting for 2 hours.
Yes. Okay,
Thanks.
can we affirm the motion?
We can, yes.
Ken.
Oh, yes.
All in favor?
Yay.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Take a
Yay.
5-minute